Well, howdy, folks. Thank y'all for joining in on today's webinar. We're going to be talking a little bit about professional services, namely what they are and really why you should care about that. So just a real quick introduction. My name's Jared. I'm one of the application experts over here with MLC CAD Systems. And I've been with the company now for about 4 years. Prior to coming on board with the company, though, I spent about 7 years actually working with some of the software that we bought from MLC CAD Systems. This is an old picture of me when I got my hair cut by a non-professional. And this is just to humorously kind of illustrate a point about, professional services. When you need something done, you typically go to a professional. Otherwise, the results can sometimes be disastrous. I'm just kidding. That's not really a picture of me. But moving on, I want to briefly introduce MLC CAD Systems and who we are, what we do. This company, MLC, is just a fabulous company to work for and to work with. As I mentioned earlier, I previously was a customer of MLC, and then, of course, now I'm an employee. But just great all across the board. We celebrated our 40th anniversary, so we've been in business 40 plus years. That's just incredible for a software company. And really what our goal is to provide our customers with engineering and manufacturing solutions that enable you to get better products to market faster and at less cost. And professional services is one of the tools that we use to enable that. So that's what we'll be talking about. Again, just kind of a little roadmap for today. I want to get a good working definition of what professional services are, and then show a couple of examples of some of the professional services that MLC CAD Systems can provide. And to kind of finish things off, I do have some customer testimonies for some of the folks that we've worked with who just had some good things to say about us. I can talk about this all day long, but really it means a lot more when it comes from the mouths of some of our customers. So what are professional services? And in a nutshell, this is a kind of a working definition that I use for this, but it's activities that are performed by skilled individuals or a team to help manage or improve your area of business. So I think a key word here just to kind of highlight is skilled. You're going to go to somebody who knows what they're doing when you're requesting a professional service. You can think of like going to an accountant or a lawyer. You're going to somebody with a skill set that's going to be very applicable for the task that they're trying to carry out. And the overall goal with a pro service is that we're trying to help you manage or improve a certain area of your business, whether that be more efficient data management or scrapping less parts or something to that effect. So that's just a good working example. Up next, I want to talk about some of the professional services that we offer. So some of you guys who are familiar with MLC might be aware that we have 3 primary business units. We have our CAD team, which deals primarily with SolidWorks. We have our CAM team, who of course represents Mastercam, and then our 3D printing team, where we work with Markforged 3D printers. And I think really one of the primary reasons that anyone chooses a professional service, regardless of the task that you're trying to carry out, is that, look, resources are scarce. Just as an example, if you're an engineering group that needs to implement PDM Professional, are you going to pull your engineers off of working on revenue generating projects to learn how to implement PDM, and then is it going to be right the first time? So that's kind of applicable to all 3 of these business units and any service that goes along with them. Another one that kind of applies to everything is just, look, subject matter experts. We're the subject matter experts for these for performing these tasks. So I think that's important to consider here. I want to do a little bit of a deeper dive into just the CAD side of things up first. This is actually the area that I specialize in. So I do a lot of PDM implementations, configurations, upgrades, things of that nature, as well as some of the cloud data management things that we offer with Dassault Systems. So just to kind of highlight these and go into a little bit more detail about what these services entail. Of course, if you have a need to get PDM spun up and implemented, odds are you could probably figure out how to do it. But the question that you really have to ask yourself, I think, is how good will that first implementation be? Because let's face it, your first draft workflow, if you spin this up, that's going to be the basis for all of your future processes. And do you want to leave that up to chance, or do you want to have people implement this who have seen countless other companies be successful with the methods that they're going to employ? In addition to that, like I said, we also do PDM reconfiguration. So if you need additional capabilities in your PDM vault, we can help with that. We can help with upgrades. One of our other popular services on the CAD side of things is dedicated servers. So a lot of companies that we work with don't necessarily have a large IT team. So if it's a struggle for you to spin up a new server to collaboratively work with your team members, that's something that you can offload to MLC, and we can manage that server, give you remote access to it, site-to-site VPNs, super convenient. And then, of course, we manage the upgrades of that server ongoing. It's a pretty sweet deal. A couple more things that we can do on the CAD side of the house are, of course, DriveWorks implementations and configuration. DriveWorks is a super powerful program that basically allows you to create rules-based automation. It's just if you have a if you have a product line that's going to be configurable, DriveWorks is just stellar in that area. You can even roll that out to where your customers can configure things on a website. Just extremely powerful, but also takes a little bit to get it up and running with that level of automation. So that's something that we can help you with. Moving on to the CAM side of the house, our CAM team is also capable of offering a variety of professional services. Of course, we'll handle your implementations. One of our most popular services, though, is post-processors. So these post-processors services are going to just basically save you extra time from having to manually edit the NC file to get the behavior that you want. And I mean, once that service is actually done, we can usually make minor adjustments to those posts for free. So it's a pretty compelling benefit there. Powerful post-processors, by the way, are really one of the biggest advantages to Mastercam. And the Mastercam team over here at MLC has never encountered a machine that we couldn't program, especially since our application experts are literally among the best in the world for this software. Library setup, I think, is also another huge bang for your buck, because we can come in, get your tooling library set up so that your programmers default to using the tools that you have on hand or in the machine. There's no hunting or searching or things of that. It's just real super efficient, so you can get up and running as quickly as possible, and you don't make the mistake of like pulling a tool that's not available or something to that effect. So to kind of finish up over here with the 3D printing team, 3D printing is one of those things that's just, it's cutting edge, bleeding edge even technology. So everybody thinks it's cool, but because it is. I mean, 3D printing is awesome. But some printers, like Markforged desktop printers, are really easy to set up and use, and you can be up and running pretty much in no time. Some of the other more advanced printers, like the metal printers, though, will require things like facility integration and safety sign-offs. They're a lot more involved. So those are a situation where you might need MLC CAD to come on site and assist with that setup and installation. But look, regardless of the printer type you have, it's super important to ensure that everyone has an understanding of how to properly use it to prevent breakdowns or damage or things of that nature. And that's really an area where MLC can step in and assist. We can help you get that set up and give your team expert instructions on everything from how to perform maintenance to even how to leverage additive manufacturing to really elevate your designs. So I'm going to leave this up for a second here. If any of you guys want to take a quick screen cap, just to save away, these are really the areas where we can help you kind of improve certain areas of your business. All right. My favorite part coming up next is the customer testimonies. So this is just really where you can see the value of professional services shine, I think. This is actually a customer right here that I worked with pretty extensively. They were a small but growing engineering team. So they didn't have resources to just throw at spinning up a server or implementing their PDM. So they reached out to us and we partnered with them, and they leveraged our dedicated server offering to where we managed that completely for them and implemented their PDM system. Really, the end result was us functioning as an extension of their own organization. And it was just super rewarding to kind of see that happen and to be a part in that company's continued success. Here's another just quick example here. I want to highlight a couple of terms that these individuals used. We help these people migrate their SolidWorks PDM data to one of our dedicated servers. But they're using terms like, look, efficient, responsive, supremely competent, and that's what you're going to get whenever you engage with MLC CAD Systems. They're the people that work here are literally amongst the best in the world at what we do. One more here. This was another customer just talking about how we're efficient in execution. Really, the functional setup was just put into place in no time. So I think these are across the board with the customers that I've worked with and the CAM team has worked with and the 3D printing team has worked with. That's the type of service that you're going to get. In fact, our motto of unbeatable service really gets put into place whenever you look at professional services. Finally, one more testimonial. Don't be like this guy. Hire a professional. And look, MLC CAD Systems is here to assist you however we can. We want to see you successful. So whatever challenges you are facing, make MLC CAD Systems your first call. And we are looking forward to hearing from you. And look, guys, hope you have a great rest of your day. If you do have any questions, we will be around. You can drop them into the chat window. And I hope you all have a great rest of y'all's day.